Hello, and welcome to a very special presentation brought to you by Project ATX6. I'm Laurie Gallardo, and in case you needed a little refresher, let me tell you what Project ATX6 is all about. It's a nonprofit based here in Austin, Texas, that selects 6 different Austin musicians to take a journey to different parts of the world. But it's not just about the trip. It's about the experience, the expanse, the growth, the development, all of that, and so much more. By the time it's all done, the musicians take something a little extra with them as they move forward in their careers. So this year's Project ATX6 crew had quite an adventure indeed. They were able to visit Toronto. They went to Thailand. They had all kinds of things coming up, including a visit to the UK for the Great Escape Festival. And then, March 2020, everything changed quite drastically. Thanks to the pandemic, everything came to a screeching halt, and that last trip had to be canceled. What we have for you today, however, are 6 very special performances by each of our artists and an interview, plus a preview of the film to come. The film that reveals a little bit about the journey that they were able to take up until the pandemic began. Special thanks to our producer and Project ATX6 founder, Chris Brecht, for allowing me to take you on this journey. Welcome, and thank you for watching.
Time again, I feel I'm fading away from all that I knew and all that I could say. Complicated reasons, but I feel like I'm out of the rain again.
Hello, and welcome to this special presentation with Project ATX6. I'm Laurie Gallardo, your host for this wonderful reunion. It is totally a reunion, and I am here having a chat with Season 6, the Season 6 crew of Project ATX6. Welcome, everyone. It's good to see you.
Hi.
Yay! I want to hug everyone, but I did get to hug Lani. Yay! That made me extra happy. And, of course, we have Project ATX6 founder, Chris Brecht. Buddy.
How's it going? To see you.
I'm happy now that I get to see everyone. So well done.
Yeah, it's great. It's hard to not hug everybody. You're right about that.
Well, like I said, I managed to snag one hug. It'll carry me for a month.
One's enough.
Where do I begin except at the beginning? The last time that I got to see everyone together was at Waterloo Records on North Lamar. That was an exciting time. And I did even get a little emotional because this is an important project to me, as Chris will tell any of you. This means a lot to me because it reflects the work that I've been doing for a while now with KUTX. So I love seeing artists really just kind of let loose. They get to create. It's a lot of spontaneity, even though you may not realize it at the time. So that was the last time that I saw everyone together, and I think I want to present this first question to you in this way. How were you looking at yourself at that particular time? What did you have coming up? What kind of plans did you have maybe on the not-so-distant horizon?
I think personally I was just so excited about Project ATX6 and being able to be a part of it, and knowing that I was going to get to flex my sort of sideman mentality as a guitar player again with everybody else's music and get to participate in a handful of different mindsets in ways that I have done in the past but hadn't done recently. I think I just I was ready to learn everybody's stuff, and of course to travel and get to know everyone better.
This is actually a great question because one of my favorite parts about the project is that the phone call when calling everybody is always just kind of a joy. So, I mean, I specifically talked with Jonathon for an hour one day as we were talking about it, and he had so many questions, and it was such an intriguing I love the interest that the project generates because there's really nothing like it, and it's not every day that maybe somebody calls you and says, "Hey, do you want to go play music in 3 music festivals around the world?" So,
All right.
Can I jump onto that question?
Please jump on.
In September of 2019, when I was initially talking to Chris on the phone, I was reserved because the longer you do this sort of music thing, the more kind of snake oil salesman that you interact with, and people trying to make a buck on what you're doing, and people promising, like, talking big game, and so for me it was like, wait, we're gonna go where? Wait, we're gonna do what? And it's gonna cost me what? And so I was like, yes, but let me talk to my wife,
And rightly so.
Yeah, and then the day of, so we didn't, you don't know who the other artists are until they're announced when you're at Waterloo. So you just know that you're going to meet the other artists and you're going to perform your song. So the day of, I was also very pensive. I was worried because I knew we were going to be spending a lot of time in very close quarters, and I was going to be doing that with 5 other people, and I didn't know who those 5 people were going to be. And I didn't know what their politics were going to be like. I didn't know what their life experience was. I was really nervous, and I couldn't be happier with the group that we ended up with. It was just really fantastic. But yeah, it's nerve-wracking to imagine that you're going to be globe-trotting with and the whole nature of the project sometimes is kind of by the seat of your pants, and it's like very, man, I had no freaking idea what I was getting into, but I'm really glad I did.
Our first performance comes from a honky-tonk angel, and I don't say that lightly. Please welcome Kathryn Legendre.
This is One Long Sad Song. No one seems to understand. Some bad you always can. Hear me out and take me as I am. These troubles may be my own, but I'll never feel alone. When I drown in mountain stereo, now put on one long sad song, no sign of an end. This awful sounds like a mood I'm in. Every note's got me sinking low, but I'm still listening. Take it for a spin, turn me round again. I ain't always been this way, but I'm worried myself these days. There ain't something right with my mental state. Could I have gone overboard, filled my head with all these words? 'Cause it's only getting worse. Am I caught in one long sad song, no sign of an end? This awful sounds like a mood I'm in. Every note's got me sinking low, but I'm still listening. Take it
about the collaboration, what did you feel came naturally? What kind of magic did you see happening, especially in terms of how you view your music? You must have been seeing your music differently or hearing it differently, because guess what? You're taking on other people's ears. You're like, wow, look what he just did with my song. Wow, look at this. Oh my gosh, I love that. I live for that. I think that's also why I'm such a fan of Project ATX6, because I saw that happening. I saw it happening in various groups, and I definitely see it in this group.
I had no expectations when it came to the sound of my music as being approached to you guys, because I know everybody in this group, we play all different types of music. So I didn't have any expectations. I was very open and excited to hear what kind of sounds came from me, honestly. That's why I was always like, yo, it's cool. As long as it rides and I can sing on it, I'm good.
I feel like we inadvertently turned some R&B stuff into like some real rock. And
it was cool.
She can carry that. That's the thing.
Yeah, it was really fun. I was excited to see what came out as far as their inspiration and what they heard from my music and how they received it and how it came out in their ears and how they wanted to hear it and how they collectively made it happen.
I also give credit, to this town. There is no other town like Austin, Texas, in that people play in so many different bands, and we watch so many different bands. And our hobby is going to see our friends' bands. And so thinking of somebody like Leslie, who doesn't normally play drums ever. You can read my mind.
I know.
But it's a great chance to, and I know that Jonathon doesn't normally play drums all the time, but he can. And so it's a chance to expand your boundaries and be like, you know what, if that's kind of what we're going to do and we can go, it was kind of like that, we can do this if we work together kind of attitude. And it's like the music isn't going to be perfect. But I will say that after watching our Jai-Tep performance, that was an incredible band. All the way through. Each set was outstanding. So.
Well, there you go. That leads me to my next question. Thailand, a place that I would not have thought of traveling to. It's not on my first, round of, these are the destinations that I have, which made it even more fascinating. And I wanted to ask everyone about their impressions of being in that country, what you saw, what you were feeling, and how do you think that being in Thailand affected your work?
I was nervous going to Thailand. Like it was a journey getting there, and it was like, I don't know what this is gonna be like at all. Like, and I had like a pit in my stomach. I haven't had like traveling somewhere in a long time, you feel like a kid, like, I don't know, but it was like, and then you start to get used to it, and it's kind of like gradually walking around like, oh wow, this starting to feel comfortable here, and makes it more special in a way when you do start to feel comfortable there, because you were, not that I'm not this like old hat or anything, but anyway, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but like there's just crazy stuff like me and Jonathon woke up one morning and went to this sound healing thing in this like big dome that they had. This was at the festival, and there's this big dome, and we're like, what should we see at the dome? And they're like, well, we got the sound healing thing tomorrow morning, So we're like, well, let's go. I think it was sound healing or something like that. Yeah. And we went. It was like, it was insane. It was an amazing thing. It was like, it really was healing.
There's something with traveling in general, right? Where when you remove everything that's familiar to you, you're able to really go further inward and learn more about yourself and really connect with yourself. But doing that in a space like Thailand, specifically Chiang Mai, where it's just so ancient. The city is so ancient. And you can go to these, religious sites and speak with monks, and just like being in that kind of energy while also being in like, I don't know where I am. And so just disarmed. It almost like, it gives me chills. It almost brings me to tears just thinking about it. Like Thailand was a really, really special trip for all of us and for different reasons, but also for the same.
Our second performance comes from the frontman and songwriter for the band Alta Mesa. Please welcome Evan Charles.
Caught up in the middle of something don't understand. Born in a wild world of crashing man, running in circles, wasting your only shot. Trying to stand on your own too, but your heart's in a knot. Hanging in the balance. Ooh, riding the line. From your first step to your last dance, searching for a sign. Waiting for a flash to guide you through all the blood and thunder. You hold out hope long enough, and where you start to wonder, just waiting on the other side. And what's it all for? Would you know if you drifted too far from the shore? Balance. Ooh, riding the line. From your first step to your last dance, searching for a sign. And a slow baptism of time washes over you like a stream, like a cold moonbeam. It's a dirty, scuffed up world and no one's getting out clean. Best you can do is try to keep clear view. Most stars burn outside unseen. On the scene too late for the whole world, too soon for the new. Now you're walking the back streets looking for something to get you through. Hanging in the balance. Ooh, riding the line. From your first step to your last dance, searching for a sign.
Now, Kathryn, I know you weren't able to go to Toronto, right? Okay, but I'm still going to ask everybody about Toronto because, I keep diving into my own experience. I have this huge, weird emotional attachment that I formed with Toronto. The weather, cold. But
Not that mad I missed on that. I was like, well, all right.
You were in California at the time.
But again, Jonathon, you really pointed out something very important. When you are not in a familiar place, you really do go inward. You really do get to stop and think and go inside and reflect upon things that are going on, or maybe even your creativity as well. It was a joy to see these clips, seeing everyone performing. Yeah, I know it was cold, but there was some magic. Or maybe I was projecting. You never know, either way. Tell me about Toronto.
You know, I've been to Toronto many times on tour, just passing through, and we actually got to stay there for a few days, which is great, you know. So I actually got to see the town. Every time I've been there, it's just been in and out, and that's the way touring is usually. So I think that's why I really enjoyed everything about this experience, is because we were there to play music, but we also were able to enjoy our surroundings. And we did this photo shoot by the one of those Great Lakes. Which one was it? What was it called again? Balmy Beach?
It was Balmy Beach on Lake
Balmy
Ontario.
Beach, that's right. And it was colder there than it had been in a long time during that time of year. And when we got to the beach, it was like below zero wind chills. It was cold.
Torture.
Sorry.
And but it was magical. We were in pain
It was
from the
cold.
wind, but it was so
But the
cool.
wind chill was
It was
awesome.
literally cool. It was cold.
Yeah.
But it was, I don't know, having those moments sets everything apart. But we all have this great experience. I don't know, it was, the music was one thing, and I definitely came out of my shell during, I think a lot of us did in a lot of ways. But really it was just the experience with all of us that I think that I don't have anxiety when I think back on it. I had anxieties about all these trips. Traveling, drums, traveling, airplanes, and then COVID, but I guess we're going to get there at some point. Yeah, COVID took all those anxieties away for sure. But when I think back on it, I don't get that nervous feeling about, oh, I'm going to miss this song up, or, oh, the plane's going to go down. It's like, oh, I miss you guys. I love you guys. Oh, that was so much fun playing on that stage, and Chiang Mai, and oh my God, everything was so cool. So I get chills. That's what I remember. And so I think that's a good lesson in life in general, is that like the things that give you the most anxiety in your everyday life, you can take that breathing lesson that you learned and that morning sound healing or whatever, and if you can just like try to rid that anxiety from your everyday life, because the things that are going to stick with you later are the things that didn't bring you the anxieties, you know. So that's what I took away from it.
Another thing I saw, and I hope I don't get emotional again, forgive me if I do, but I got to see that photo shoot. It was great. I wish you could see it through my eyes. I know it was freezing. I know it was like, oh my God, you know, and I know that cold. I know that Toronto freezing weather. But it was beautiful to see all of you standing there and just, you know, you're there in the collective chill. Up next, the mind behind the music of moving panoramas. Please welcome Leslie Sisson.
Stepping off the stage, putting gear away. Don't make eyes with the guys trying to make it cross your way.
the reality of the situation. So yes, I would have loved seeing everyone flourish in the UK. I would have loved to see everybody just go into Abbey Road and say, hi, we're here now, so get ready because we're great. Because you are. And COVID happens. And I was looking back, and I did see a little bit of this on the preview footage that I was given. And it was almost like, it was just speculation. Oh, I wonder what it is. Oh, it sounds creepy. Oh, I've never heard of this before. Really do want to know how this has affected you in terms of your creativity. I follow people on social media, but at the same time, I would like to know how did things kind of stop or slow down for you? Were you even thinking of traveling? Were you thinking of Project ATX6 when all of this happened?
At least selfishly, like the biggest takeaway of Project ATX6 for me was, I was someone who had a full-time job, 50 hours probably a week, then playing gigs. And it also didn't leave me a lot of time to put my effort into my music. It was I just did what I could to get by. And that brought me a lot of success, thankfully. But I never in my life would have thought that my music would take me somewhere. It's almost mind-boggling that I was actually in a different country earlier this year. That took me pretty far, and I never thought that I'd be able to say that. So at least that's my positive spin on it.
For me, I was looking forward to the UK tour as well, especially with singing R&B. I have a lot of listeners out in the UK, so I was really looking forward to that. But be that as it may, the time, the memories, everything in between, and what brought us all together was so worth it. I call it the tribe. Because we move as a unit, we experience so many memories, and now the country, a big opportunities for all of us, even people that have done it or haven't, because I'm learning from Leslie, the lady over here. She travels so much, so I always be like, Leslie, ask her questions. But I'm very, very grateful to be a part of this. I feel like it was right on time, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Even if we didn't get that run, it was still worth everything.
Up next, a goddess among artists. Please welcome Alesia Lani.
1, 2, 3, go.
At the same time, see, I've been walked over, talked over, I'm so tired. Tell the truth, I cannot lie. You can never bring me down now, 'cause I remember those days so vivid and so clear. No reliving those days, no. So bye-bye, Billy, I can be gone. Go ahead and get home. Just keep it all at the time when you would never try to pay me no. You pay me no mind, you pay me no mind, you pay me no mind. You pay me no mind, no mind. You pay me no mind, you pay me no mind, you pay me no mind, you pay me no mind. the shore. Let me sip my lemonade, while you throw your shade. 'Cause I remember those days like it was yesterday. Now we're not in the same race, not at the same pace. Oh, ain't it funny how things can change? But just keep it all at the time when you can never try and pay me no. You pay me no mind, 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 no mind. You pay me no mind, 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 no mind. 'Cause you don't pay me no mind, and you don't pay me no mind, no mind. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pay me no mind, you pay me no mind, you pay me no mind, you pay me no mind, no mind. You pay me no mind, 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 no mind. 'Cause you don't pay me no mind, and you don't pay me no
As far as this group goes as a unit, and it's too bad we didn't get to go to Europe together, because it was. Now I'm getting those little tears in the back of my eye, and I'm getting chills about how amazing that would have been. And I hope that it's not the end. I hope that that's maybe we just hit pause on it. You know, I don't think that this is the end of our friendships or our collaborations together. You know, I think about you guys constantly, and I'm like, oh man, if I go back in the studio again, I'm gonna call Lonnie, and I'm gonna call Kathryn. I'm gonna call all you guys, and maybe we'll just make a record together or something. Who knows? But I have gone at it in an isolated way as well, and so I've gotten to know myself and what's important to me, and I've found my ground again, my path for the moment. And hell, fuck, that's life, you know. I mean, life really kicked our asses, but we're still sitting here, you know. And I don't know what's gonna happen next, but I sure would like to. I'm glad we're doing this today. I think that we needed this, and I would love to be able to do something again with all you guys. So, I mean, it's not the end of ATX6 or this group or anything, you know. We're just hitting pause. It's a big old pause button on the world at the moment. But it's what you do in that pause that keeps you going. So, we've all done something a little bit different, and I'm proud of y'all.
I think one of the comforts that we can take some comfort in knowing that, as dark as things may seem now, and there's so much more going on than just COVID. COVID was like the tip of the iceberg, and then we're having very difficult conversations about race in our country, and then there's a lot going on. It's layers and layers, and we can take some comfort in knowing that we have absolutely no idea where this is going. And so maybe our country needs to, you know, have its rock bottom moment. Like I'm an addict, so like I've gone to meetings and stuff, and so that's like my, you know, like you have to have your rock bottom moment in order to like start recovery.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah. So, you know, and it's not to make light of the experiences that people are having right now, because we have all lost so much, and some much more than others, you know. But to think like yeah, like we didn't get to go to the UK, but if that's the worst thing that happened to us this summer, then man, we are freaking lucky, you know. So I think that we have to adapt to this new. It's difficult because we haven't hit okay, this is what the music industry is going to be like now, right? We don't know how long this is going to last. We don't know what it's going to look like when it comes back. And anyone who tells you that they have any idea what the hell is happening is lying through their teeth. So it's difficult to prepare yourself or position yourself to have a good career when this is all over. So all you can really do is take care of yourself, write more, record more, look at other creative outlets, and just treat the people around you, treat the people that we've met through this, treat our families, treat them well and hold them close, and know that tomorrow is not promised to anyone, and maybe sometime soon we'll get to play a fucking song in front of a crowd.
And now a performance by the songwriter of Urban Heat, Jonathon Horstmann.
Hey there, son, you wanna be a man? So put this gun in your hand, help him see the light, help him understand. With that gun in your hand. With that gun in your hand. Make your mom, make your daddy proud. With that gun in your hand, not gonna say your name, not gonna say it loud. With that gun in your hand. With that gun in your hand. There's no way you will mistake that awful sound and say your prayers. Hold your breath and hit the ground. There's no way you will mistake that awful sound. Say your prayers, hold your breath, and pray they put their guns on the ground. You wanna find your place, you wanna make your mark. With that gun in your hand, you wanna shine a light in the dark. And I said, don't shy away from your love. And I said, no, don't shy away from your love. With that gun in your hand. With that gun in your hand. There's no way you will mistake that awful sound and say your prayers. Hold your breath put our guns on the ground. Let's put our guns on the ground. Let's put our guns on the ground. Let's put our guns on the
It's funny. In some ways, I've been really productive. Like right when the shutdown happened, I was like, well, I better take this month, that we're gonna have this, that everything's stopping for just this 1 month. I was like, I better get some stuff done. So I just, would sit and record for hours every day for a while, for several weeks, and it was good. And I got a good chunk of, tunes kind of filled out okay. They're not finished yet, but we're so they're getting close. And I feel like I'm getting stronger in a lot of ways through this, and I kind of have faith that the world's getting stronger in a way, even if it's falling apart in other ways, but in the end, I think it's going to be stronger.
We end our presentation tonight with the songwriter of the band Pocket Sounds, Mike St.Clair.
I don't know why I let my friends go. Though I don't mean to, and they don't either. 'Guess it's been a while since maybe 2010. Was I honest back then? I can't really remember. 'Cause an awful lot has happened since. Lessons always come like a bitter pill that I'm slow to swallow, and even slower to feel. You hear the strangers call to get off the dime, but you don't follow it until it is well past time. But I've been through an awful lot since then. All the lines that I've drawn and all the rules that I've bent. All the laughter, anger, calm, and fire. Hard times push me down, and good friends carried me higher. And I looked into the dark, and I looked into the light. Could I show you if I tried to with all of my might? Could I show you my story, all places I've been? Could I walk in your shoes, face your scarred, face your pain? All the places we'd wander, and all the history we'd share. There's worlds in between us, and words still hang in the air. And it's just pictures we see, and it's just rumors we hear. Could we knock them down gently if we took back those years? If we took back those years. If we took back those years. Could we take back those years? I guess not. Seems we're stuck right here. Why don't we just sit down and have a beer?
Everyone, thank you so much for chatting with me today and sharing not only your experiences, but your feelings. And Chris Brecht, thanks for getting the family together.
Thank you, Laurie.
Thanks for being here.
Surely. I look forward to all the music. You know I'm going to play it. I want to say thanks again to Project ATX6 for joining me today for this special conversation and for the performances. And of course, thanks to the founder, Chris Brecht, for inviting me on board. I feel that I'm a part of the family in some way, and you know I'm going to share the music. So glad you could join us for this, and stay tuned for a very special preview of the Project ATX6 documentary.
Wasn't what you think.
My knowledge of this project is that, everybody kind of plays solo and people start learning each other's songs as we get to know each other, and each trip we learn more and more.
This Project ATX6 thing is by far the most collaborative thing I've done.
A bunch of songwriters that are doing their thing, but we're getting to create a show.
And it's easy for us to move and live and get shit done.
We all knew when we were heading to Thailand that we were in for a tough ride.
I'm smiling under this, you just can't tell.
Arriving in Chiang Mai, I think I, along with everyone else, was just grateful.
You're in this different place. You don't have any of the things that you would normally need in order to feel yourself again.
Should we be worried about this virus outbreak that's happening in China? It was this coronavirus.
What level of precaution do we take?
I think we knew coronavirus was a thing, but it hadn't been dissected. And
when we got there, it started growing.
Thailand has reported the first case of the Wuhan coronavirus found outside of China.
Okay. I wonder how this escalates.
Despite what some in the White House are saying, there are alarming new numbers about the coronavirus in the U.S.
All but a handful of states have issued stay-at-home orders in an effort to keep people safe during this pandemic.
We don't know how long this is going to last, and anyone who tells you that they have any idea what the hell is happening is lying through their teeth.
Hearing South by get canceled was astonishing.
Have issued an order that effectively cancels South by Southwest.
South by Southwest will not happen.
And it was quiet.
The city is dead.
It's weird to think about the beginning of it now.
But I noticed that when I was playing, I could see in the background sequin things going on. So I was oh, that's people dancing. And it was just an influx of just dancing. It was so beautiful with all these people
Watching her, I was I hope she sees this. This is an incredible moment happening.
But I don't think I've ever played to an audience quite like that.
We all just reveled in that. It was so much of what we all practiced for, traveled for. We did that.
It's a very special thing to have gotten to do.
your